Scott.
Okay.
Okay, all right, guys. It was a good evaluation out there. We had a scrimmage, probably went around 50 plays as far as the offense and defense goes. A lot of reps on special teams, and really quite a few live reps on special teams. As far as that goes, we also had an emphasis really on third down and long, pass rush, pass protection, those type scenarios right there. But it was really good work. We gained a lot of valuable information that after we watch the film that we'll be able to evaluate off of. I think really that will really go a long way in our special teams. You know, we give our punters a good opportunity, our kickers a good opportunity, holders, snappers, returners, everything that goes with that. And then there was a couple guys that you know, we really wanted to emphasize to watch those guys to see what they could do offensively, defensively, and special teams. And you know, so that's 2 scrimmages down. So as coaches, we have some good information, and that was the positive today.
Questions?
How was the quarterback split in the scrimmage?
We used the scrimmage part, I believe, Coach. I believe he used 3 quarterbacks. Nick did not go in the live scrimmage part, but he did a whole lot of the third and long and the special situations as far as that goes. Coach probably gave him fairly equal reps. Jeremy also got quite a bit of work on the third and long, you know, area too.
Who were some of the guys you were trying to emphasize?
You know, I'm not going to name names right now, but there's probably a handful of 4 or 5 specifically on defense, 4 or 5 specifically on offense, and they're all new guys. You know, like I said, we got good information from the spring, from last fall, on a lot of the guys, and it's just kind of getting that point that you know, that we got to identify the guys we feel like can help us, and not just offensively and defensively, but you know, special teams. And so you got to kind of mesh all that together. You know, when you're thinking through personnel.
How is Jeremy reacting to making corrections after you've shown things on film, and especially knowing that he's probably going to end up being the starter out there against Arkansas?
Well, I mean, Coach is putting the pressure on all the quarterbacks, and you know, I'll also help with that too. And we need the quarterbacks making great decisions, knowing what to do, when to do it, how to do it, and that's part of playing the quarterback position. And so we have high expectations for Jeremy. The fact he played last year, the fact he went through spring, and you know, he's getting a lot of reps here in the fall camp.
Gus, how much of a fine line is it for a guy like Daniel Carlson, who's trying to see as much out of him as you can, punting, but not trying not to wear him out too in the preseason? You
know, that's something me and Coach Fountain's talked about. You know, he's a competitor. He is, you know, on all the, you know, he's in the punting job. He's in on the kickoff, the extra point field goal, and you know, you worry about a young guy, especially with their leg. You know, Cody Parker, I believe, when he was a freshman, you know, he pulled something. So you know, Coach Fountain's done a really good job with him, and I think he's done a solid job managing his own body. But he has been kicking a lot because he's trying to win the jobs.
Gus, you said when we were here last time, you know, the quarterback battle, punter battle was a full-person race. How do you feel after the second scrimmage? You said that was the focus.
Yeah. Well, they all got reps out there, you know, and so it's kind of one of those deals. And you know, it's always different when you get live bodies coming at you. Some people react in a good way, some react in a not so good way, and just feeling that real pressure, you know, that have people around. Hey, is it close to being blocked, and everything that goes with that. So that's what this day was for, primarily special teams. But at the same time, you know, who can block for the punt, who can cover and make a tackle. You know, who can return one. So it was a really good time for us to evaluate our guys.
Some of the other holders get a chance to work besides Jonathan Wallace, and also you do the Batman a little bit today too.
Yeah. We've got you know, Jonathan is primarily doing that. You know, as far as the holding is concerned.
What do you learn about the punt returners the last few days, and has it come to a situation where the veterans have kind of separated themselves?
Well, you know, up to this point, there's not been any live. You know, there's been guys around them and thud, but today was live and showing what they can do. And you know, just from the naked eye, not watching film, you know, I thought it's going to be good for us to see that. And I think some people will separate themselves, which they need to. I mean, it's about time that we start figuring out who our first guy is going to be out there in the first inning, and then who our first punter is, and who our first snapper is, returner, and everything that goes with it.
You like the veterans there?
Well, I mean, you always have a comfort of guys that have done it before, and you know exactly what you're getting. But at the same time, you know, we're going to play the best, and a guy, you know, if he's a young guy, he needs to just prove it. And as a coach, you just try to put your young guys in as game-type situation as possible, you know, for the first game, especially the fact we're playing an SEC team.
Gus, is Gage batting done for the season?
You know, Gage got hurt. I can't say right now he's done for the season, but he did have an injury, and you know, I'll keep you updated as it goes.
How does that change? How does that change how you think about, especially when you have Brandon in the backfield, CJ tight end? If one of them is to go down, how you think about Chris Lay or Cameron Petway? Yeah, well, you know, Petway's playing primarily our tailback, but Chris Lay, you know, we have two walk-ons, Sisler and Wood, that's in the mix right there. Patrick Young is an old guy that has a lot of reps, a veteran guy, similar to Gage, and Jaquel Mitchell. You know, we've really gave all those guys a lot of reps today, and you know, because Gage was kind of that guy that, well, we had a lot of confidence because he had reps. You know, he got to play some last year, but really he got all the practice reps, and y'all know that's a pretty unique position for us, and so, but we're hoping he gets back. Gage is he's a tough guy. He's a tough guy. He's a team player. He's a hard-working guy. Brings a lot of edge, you know, to our team.
How's Markel Boston? Is he back on injury?
Yeah, he's a little banged up, but he'll be okay.
Gus, Nick not getting, said he didn't get any reps in the actual scrimmage this one of the last. Is that because of his? It's because you know what he can do, or is it more because he's not going to start?
Well, no. I mean, we're getting all kinds of thud reps and everything that goes with it, exactly like we did last year. You know, I mean, really the only scrimmage that he went live was that one, but you know, we're getting all kinds of reps. He's getting everything he needs, you know, up to this point with different situations, and you know, we've been going a whole lot of ones-on-ones in practice, and a lot of it's been thud, but you know, that's the closest thing to real football. We know what we have with him, and so, and then hey, at the same time, we want to figure out the you know, the other quarterback situation too.
What's the schedule plan after tomorrow's day off?
Yeah, we'll evaluate where we're at with the day off, and I believe we got 2 single-day practices, and we'll start honing in, you know, here fairly quick. You know, we'll start thinking about Arkansas, but we're still wrapping up a few things, you know, that has to do with us, and we'll see. You know, I really need to go back and watch the film. Then, you know, we have a practice tonight. We'll have the day off. We'll reconvene as coaches, kind of see where we're at, and then we'll get our plan for the next 2 days.
Are you going to have any more scrimmages before the first game?
It is possible. I'll talk with the coordinators, and we'll go from there.
One more.
Gus,
Coach, are there any freshmen or newcomers that you feel comfortable enough saying that they're going to contribute this year?
You know, I want to wait until after our day Wednesday as a staff, and I can probably be a little more specific.
So you'll be Wednesday as a staff discussion?
Yeah.
Okay. Thanks, Coach. Thank you.